Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going over Russell Brand destroys MSNBC host on Bill Maher, calls out the blatant hypocrisy, and has a very good rant. And I want Jerry to get a chance to react to this in full. I have seen it myself, but it is still hilarious, none the same, every time I watch it. So, all right, here we go. Let's get into it.
John, I've not known you long, but I love you already. But I have to say that it's disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC. It's difficult to suggest that these corporations operate as anything other than mouthpieces for their affiliate owners in BlackRock and Vanguard. And unless we start to embrace, and also, mate, like just spiritually, if I may use that word in your great country, we have to take responsibility for our own perspectives. I've been on that MSNBC, mate. It was propagandist nutcrackery on there. I went on a show called Morning Joe. It was absurd the way they carried on.
Good Morning Joe.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It wasn't morning. There was no one called Joe there. No one could concentrate. They didn't understand the basic tenets of journalism. No one was willing to stick up for genuine American heroes like Edward Snowden. No one was willing to talk about Julian Assange and what he's suffered trying to bring real journalism to the American people. And I think to sit within the castle of MSNBC throwing rocks at Fox News is ludicrous.
My friend,
Make MSNBC better. Make MSNBC great again.
My friend, I would, the moment,
Try them on a television, win on Joe.
Russell, darling, the moment that you give me a specific example, an actual
my God.
Wait, just wait.
Wait.
Just
we need a specific example.
How about a specific? Let me tell you what the specific I'd like to hear of. I'd like to hear a specific example, a provable specific example of an MSNBC correspondent or anchor being on television saying something they knew was false, and we're saying behind the scenes to people, I'm about to go out, and we know that the election wasn't stolen or something equivalent. But I will go out on television and say the opposite. I will lie.
When's my answer?
Just give me the specific example.
I understand the basic point.
Give me a specific example.
All right.
I'm with you. I think it's a false equivalency, Russell.
It's
No, it's not. That's your own biases.
It's not about bias. It's a false equivalency because you don't actually know anything about any of these organizations you're talking about. Even on MSNBC once. Big fucking deal.
My darling, it was more than enough.
You can't come up with
such a
you don't have a single actual fact.
Do you want an example? Do you want an example?
Yes.
The ludicrous, outrageous criticisms of Joe Rogan around ivermectin, deliberately referring to it as a horse medicine when they know it's an effective medicine.
What is non-responsive?
Rachel Maddow turning up on the TV saying if you take this vaccine, you're not going to get it when it hadn't been clinically trialed for transmission.
Non-responsive.
You have to listen.
Wait.
Do you think you can improve America by determinedly and avowedly condemning Fox News without acknowledging that you're participating in the same game? Did you not just listen to Bernie Sanders, someone who plainly, legitimately believes in this country and believes it's possible to change, but is bound by corruption, is bound by the lobbying system? Surely it's clear to you, Bill, as one of the great pundits and experts and comic voices, that systemic change is required. Money has to be taken out of politics. We need new political systems that genuinely represent ordinary Americans so that we can overcome cultural differences. And bickering about which propagandist network is the worst is not going to save a single American life, not improve the life of a single American child, not going to improve America's standing in the world, and the world needs a strong America. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. So you have an obligation, a duty, not to condemn these people.
Wow, spanking him. It's amazing. Then the Democrat tries to overspeak him, right? The lip, he doesn't pay really any attention. He just goes to what Brandon said. He just goes to immediate defensive. Oh well, name a specific thing. Then when he does, he talks through it.
Yeah, and he just kept saying the word non-responsive.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's an answer to this.
There's a scripture verse, and it says that people are going to love the lie, and they're given over to strong delusion, which is believing a lie, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is not in them. And I think America as a society, at least certainly through politics and a lot of the leaders in this country, well, we could call leaders in this country and news media and such. I think that's exactly where they're at. And I think a lot of them at the pulpits are that way. They just don't tell the truth. And they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to recognize the truth. And here he's a Brett, and he's telling us, right?
And a former massive liberal.
Yeah,
still is.
But
I mean, he's still technically a liberal.
It's interesting. I did a debate on the radio here in New Hampshire with a gal who had been a communist and very, very extremely liberal. And we debated on the radio, and when we got done, she invited me over for lunch. And I went over to her house for lunch. My wife and I went back and had dinner with her. And we couldn't be on different political spectrums. And but we did find some common ground on what we wanted for our families, which kind of pulled her actually more my way. And because I'm like the firebrand, and she got to see hear a strong argument, but also see compassion, and that it's not just, oh, I hate you because you're a Democrat or because you're a liberal. That's not the point. Because the point is what's the truth? If I'm wrong, then and I'm supporting a lie, then I need to change. I need to address that, and it doesn't matter what letter you have behind your name, whether it's an R or an I or a D, or whatever it happens to be. And I personally, and I will say this, I think communism completely goes against our U.S. Constitution. Matter of fact, I know it does. But
100%.
But what I try to do is persuade them through logical, truthful arguments, and not name calling, and just blow them off because we disagree. Let's have the discussion. I'll prove my point to you. Right. But if you don't want to listen to it, then you're not going to hear it. So at that point, then we're where we are.
Yep.
But he did a great job in taking on both sides of them. And you heard the audience clapping for him, right?
Which is rare on Bill Maher's show.
Yeah, but then we're clapping for those guys.
I know, which is rare on Bill Maher's show. Usually it's just one-sided and everybody it's a slaughter fest for whoever is,
conservative
or speaking truth.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, conservative, right? The word conservative, means you're trying to preserve something, right? Keep it pretty much the way it was, right? Well, so conserve the truth, preserve the truth. Yeah. And I'm at times kind of a libertarian in some of my perspectives of things, and I don't think just because you have an R behind your name, you're right in everything that you say. And do I agree with you, and nor a D, as I like to be an independent thinker.
Right. All right, guys. If you like this, comment down below, like and subscribe, and see you guys on the next one.
Semper Fi.